In this video, I'm going to share with you 5 quick tips about how to improve the onboarding process at your restaurant and your business. And of course, at the end, I got a quick bonus tip for you to make it even more effective, how to have a onboarding process that's even more effective, and that I had to learn the hard way, onboarding hundreds of employees going through our restaurant. The first tip I have for you is to have an onboarding checklist. If you do not have that, that's the first thing that you need to be doing. So you need to have an onboarding checklist. In fact, before a person attends an onboarding event at your restaurant, so they've interviewed, they clearly passed, and you're communicating to them that to attend the onboarding on this day, on this time, and what have you, you need to make sure you communicate to them exactly what to bring to the onboarding. But when they arrive, we set the expectation in showing that we are an organized company, we got it together, we know what we're doing by having a checklist. And that's also going to make sure that everything is covered. During the onboarding, I know for our restaurant at least, we cover a lot of different things. And if we don't have a checklist, and if I'm asking a manager to run an onboarding session, if they don't have a checklist exactly what to cover, I'm pretty sure they're going to miss a few things. Tip number 2 I have, and as I briefly mentioned it, is the first impression. We need to reverse engineer from the impression we want to leave this new employee that just joined our team. How do you want to be perceived as an owner, as a manager? How do you want your company to be perceived? And we set that expectation, and we set that first impression during our onboarding session. And we need to make sure that that first impression is by design and not by default. How do you want them to feel when they walk out after an onboarding? Maybe they were with you for 2 to 3 hours doing an onboarding. How do you want them to feel? Do you want them to feel excited that they are just part of an amazing company? Then you need to make sure the person who's running the onboarding session is somebody with enthusiasm and energy who can transfer that excitement to this new employee. They're going to feel exhausted if we just overload them up front with a ton of information, and they're going to leave overloaded, and they're probably not going to remember most of the stuff. Instead of dripping information, they're going to feel exhausted leaving, and that is going to lead to a not so effective onboarding session. Do you want them to leave confused? If we do not set clear expectation, for example, for the day, right? When they come in, we set the expectation for the day or for their training that they're going to have at our store, right? First day, first week, what is going to be expected of you? First month, by third month, what it's going to be. That person is going to leave a little bit confused. So make sure you have a game plan for that if you don't want them to leave confused. Do you want them to feel that we are an organized company? Then you better yourself make sure you're punctual. If you told them the session is going to start at 2, you better start it at 2. You show that you are organized. You have everything together at the start. You honor their time if you want them to honor your time. The third tip I have for you is to set expectations. It is critical that we're always setting expectations as managers, setting expectation for an onboarding session, setting expectation for the day, setting expectation for this week. When the more information we give to our employees and set that expectation, they will have more clarity and they can be more effective. So set clear expectations for the onboarding session so they know when by the end of this day, you will learn X, you will learn Y, you will know what's going to be the scheduling platform we use, you're going to receive your schedule by this day, your pay is going to be this much, so they know exactly what to expect going through this onboarding session before the session. The fourth quick tip I have for you is to incorporate some fun in your onboarding session. This is, again, you don't want it to be all business. You want it to be a little bit of fun. For our restaurant, of course, we serve people lunch. We make a 4-season pizza, which is our 4 most popular pizzas. We serve them lunch. We have other team members come in and meet this person. We give them a tour of the whole restaurant. We share a story of how we came about, some embarrassing stories, just to laugh and get to know them. So always make sure you incorporate some fun. Hey, if you're finding this video valuable, I'd appreciate it if you hit the like button or subscribe to the show so you don't miss any of our future shows. The fifth tip I have for you is to, as I mentioned, as you are going to your business and you touring, that person gets to tour the business, or in our case, our restaurant. We want to make sure to introduce them to everybody who's present at the store, so the new employee feels that they know people there, right? You never want to be that employee. If you put yourself in their shoes, you don't want to be the employee that doesn't know who's who in the company. And another way to make this even more special is that, for example, you're going to go and introduce them them to Susan. Susan has been in front of the house manager. So you can say, hey, Susan, here's Susan. Susan, this is John. Hypothetically, Susan has been part of our team for over 3 years. You know, she loves playing golf on the weekends, or she has a 3-year-old little girl. She's, you know, loves the flexibility at work because of that. And we love having her as part of our team. You are, again, setting that expectation, again, making her, this new person, connect with different team members. You're edifying your team. That front of the house manager, Susan, is going to feel very special when she hears how you speak about her in front of other people. You know, so make sure to get that person, introduce everybody around your business, and edify the team. The bonus tip that I have for you is this, that it's incredibly important for you to utilize multimedia, multi-way channels of ways of training. And that the time of just sitting one-on-one talking is going to not work, you know, or just watching video will not work. There needs to be a combination of different things. There need to be maybe a paper to read. There's going to be a video to watch. There's going to be a hands-on over here talking to this person. And we need to use different ways of communicating and training our people to keep people engaged. I don't need to be telling you how the folks' attention span is incredibly short, and especially people we hire. We hire a lot of high schoolers, young people that don't have previous work experience. To keep them engaged, it's our job to make the information less boring, effective. Keep it to the point that whatever it is, incorporate some fun, make it a little bit more hands-on, and make sure to keep the team member engaged. And you ask them questions throughout, ask their opinion, tell me what you not understand, how do you understand this? And so just to make sure that the training is effective. Otherwise, you know, it's just a waste of money and time. There you have it, folks, your 5 tips. I wanted to share with you 2 videos that you can check out. One is our best retention strategy video, and also how to conduct a pulse meeting. That is incredibly important. Both of them kind of talk about that, how to conduct pulse meetings. But if you're into management, I think you're going to find that video very helpful. Be sure to let me know in the comments a little bit about your onboarding process. What's the one thing you take away from this video that you can go back and implement and make some dough? And I hope to see you in the next show. Bye.